Hello, Internet! My name is Catherine Barsonistas, and you are watching the Gluttonous Geek Presents Munchies and Minis, well, I wouldn't say weekly cooking show, but it's a cooking show that I host, where I make food inspired by various tabletop role-playing games, and usually I paint a mini, but, it's a pandemic, yo. Apologies for starting so late this evening. I discovered, literally at the last minute, that, well, Streamlabs does not allow multi-platform streaming anymore, so I kind of had to do a scramble to get everything on the social media to let everyone know that I'm doing this kind of last-minute episode. Hello, Chiptune Brony. Good to see you again. It's been a good long while. And thank you for the catfish stew. You're very welcome. Thank you for your donation earlier. I tried to get the recipe card out to you. Message me later. I'll send it directly to you if you haven't gotten a chance to get it yet. But yeah, we are back finally after weeks and weeks of pre-recorded episodes. We are finally back here on the Twitchverse. I'm so used to saying Twitter. On the Twitchverse, streaming again. So, yeah, I might as well get into today's episode. We're actually going to be doing 2 episodes this week, tonight at 7, as well as tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Sorry, Henry, I'm kind of streaming right now. Hey, dude, I just started streaming, like, 5 seconds ago. Okay, right, so, yes, oh good, you got the playlist too. So yeah, we're doing some streams earlier this week because this weekend, that's right, this weekend, it's Gen Con, that's right. Basically the largest role-playing game convention in the world. Yet, it's a pandemic right now, so, and I don't mean the board game. Since it's a pandemic, we're doing everything online, so since I'm not going to be able to stream this weekend, and I still want to have all my Patreon subscribers to get their 3 recipes, I'm going to be compressing all 3 of them into the next 2 days. Woohoo! So, yes, Yuyandl, Chiptune Brony has asked. Yuyandl is actually a recipe, well, not really a recipe so much as a dish, because I'm making up the recipe, from The Explorer's Guide to Wildemount, which is one of Critical Role's Dungeons & Dragons supplements that I want to say came out only a few months ago. Really cool thing about this book, not only does it have a lot of a lot of source book information for anyone who wants to play a campaign within Critical Role's campaign setting, Wildemount, but also what I thought was pretty darn cool about the source book is that the character creation process actually has tables for your character's favorite food. And it's also based on where your character happens to come from. So while I've already done about, I want to say 2 recipes so far based on it. Honey flame bread, which was last pre-recorded episode, which was sopapillas with kind of a honey and salsa matcha sauce on it. This week we are going away from the Menagerie Coast to the Kryn Empire. The Kryn Empire as in the Drow Empire, which happens to be underground. Within, I have the source information right here because names kill me. Eastern Winnadir. And interesting thing I found about all the foods described in that table was they all sounded very, I want to say combination of Japanese, Chinese, and a little bit of Korean and Thai. So kind of a big mishmash of various Asian cuisines. I guess you could say that Kryn Empire court dishes are kind of a similar sort of an imperial menu you would see in, I don't want to say China because it's really a little bit of flavors from all over the place, which is interesting because every country has their own various taste profiles, which is apparent by the various dishes that are listed on this table, such as, see here, I want to say, looking at it here, Rizukal, a dish made from sautéed rice noodles, hearty mushrooms, and giant spider legs. Now, granted, we're not eating giant spider legs because honestly, there's not spiders in our world giant enough to eat them like you would crab legs, but that's why we use crab legs, because they are the spiders of the sea. So for that particular dish, it sounds very similar to this Thai crab noodle soup. I've also seen other dishes like Keaton Spaj Spadel. I know, the pronunciations are crazy. Soup made from mushrooms or vegetables with the boiled spit of a horizon-back turtle. Now that actually sounds very Chinese to me, and I can't even see here. I need to make sure that my microphone is... Oh goodness. Chiptune Bernie says, I also did my first cocktail. Holy Xvinian water. The cocktail is tonic water, mineral water, elderflower liqueur, and blue curacao. Plus, if you use a UV black light on in the drink, it glows. That is super cool. I need to try making that. Might have to do a bit of a recipe trade there. But anyway, as I was going through this table, I also noticed like Yuyandl, which is a grilled yuyo, a zucchini-like vegetable that grows in Roshana's sunless garden, spiced and served with rice. Sounds very simple and very Japanese, kind of like that hibachi grilled zucchini that you get at those various Japanese grill restaurants. So then I kind of had to go backwards and figure out what is the taste profile I'm going to do this with this. So obviously we have our zucchinis here, which I know if it's longer than it's wide, we're going to need about 3 of them. But then I had to go on other parts of the table to figure out what kind of sauce I was going to do with it. And I didn't want to do just soy sauce because they're in a bunch of caves, and yes, while they have access to vegetables and wines and everything from the world above, I wanted to still have a bit of an underground flavor. So that is why I'm basing my sauce on a mushroom soy sauce. And yes, you can find this either online or at most Korean or Asian grocery stores. And I will also be including plum wine because one of the things on the table, Yuyandl, or Yuyandl, a fragrant plum liqueur served at frigid temperatures and garnished with currants. So, got some plum wine. Then we have S2E15, a potent spirit made with fermented rice. Well, instead of using sake, I'm going to be using some rice vinegar, which is essentially kind of sake that's gone bad. So, rice vinegar it is. And we're going to be showing you how to make a kind of standard Japanese steamed style rice to go along with it. And we are going to be mixing a little bit of Korean stuff in there too with our underground flavors. Let's see if I can find it. All right. And garnishing our Yuyandl with soy eggs. And that's the thing, it's not going to be completely soy because it is going to be a mushroom-based soy sauce. Soy eggs are a Korean dish usually used in banchan, kind of little side dishes, where you have kind of soft-boiled eggs that have been soaked in kind of a pickling liquid of essentially that sauce I was telling you. Though it's normally made with regular soy sauce and sake, I opted for plum wine. Thought it'd be a little tastier. Also usually uses chili peppers. I decided to go with some horseradish and ginger because being an underground city and empire, you're probably going to have a few more root-based spices. So horseradish and ginger, roots, and go very well with this flavor combination. So now that I have probably talked your ear off about what I'm going to do, I should probably start doing it. So first things first, we need to get our eggs started. So you're going to need 6 eggs right here. And a lot of times you're thinking, oh, soft boiling them? Okay, well, we're just going to boil some water and hope for the best. Funny thing enough that I found out, the best way to get a soft boiled egg just to the doneness that you want to actually steam them. So, if you've ever heard of spa eggs at Korean spas, same concept. So what you're going to need is a bowl of ice water, which, hi Moosey. My cat says hello, by the way. Actually, I think I'm going to need that for the... No, I'll use the other bowl for the rice. So you're going to need a bowl of ice water. I'm going to go ahead and get a crap ton of ice into this bowl. Okay. And as you can see here, nice bowl full of ice. Just gonna cover that with some water. And put that to the side. Next up, you're gonna need a saucepan. Probably about this big. Nice big saucepan, as well as a collapsible steamer basket, like so. Put that in there. Well, one thing first, and I'm being stupid not telling you. You want to fill your pot with about 1 inch of water. As so. Put that steamer basket in there. And then you want to get that on the stove top. And you want to get that to a boil. So we're just going to let that sit as we get that together. Next up, I'm going to be putting, I'm going to trail back to my train of thought to figure out where I was going. And Chip Toonbrony says, hydrate. And yes, Chip Toonbrony, you are right. I need to hydrate. Where the heck did my cup go? It's right there. Hydrate indeed, because I've been talking my butt off and your ears off, and I imagine that is not a very pleasant sensation. That's right, Moosey. Moosey just meowed at me. Were you trying to remind me to hydrate, little one? The cat is silent. Okay. So, let's see. Still waiting on water to boil. Luckily, it's only about 1 inch, so it shouldn't take you that long to do. In the meantime, I really should start putting together my pickling liquid. Sorry. Brain just did a oh no. All right. Let's use you. Okay. So as we are waiting for our water to start boiling, you are going to need to measure out the following for your eggs. You're going to need about 3 tablespoons of plum wine. And this stuff's actually kind of a dry plum wine. I mean, I got it because it was cheaper. Though usually I like to drink the Kikkoman's plum wine, which is a little sweeter than this. Okay, you're going to want to add about 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar to that. Then, let's see, do I need this tablespoon anymore? I do not. That can go away. Okay. Next up, you're going to want... And I forgot to get my garlic. Where's my brain at? It is certainly not here. It is in Gen Con, which is coming up in 2 days. Holy crap, 2 days. You're also going to want about 4 garlic cloves. Come on. Get myself a cutting board while I'm thinking about it. Okay. And also keeping my eye on the microphone, since it looks like one of my little rechargeable battery things has been not really working all terribly well. But yeah, I know it's been a while since we've streamed live, And a lot of it had to do with the fact that our router decided to go no, just no. I mean, we had about dial-up speeds for several weeks. It was not fun. I mean, my guild leader on the MMO I play was like, I thought you were dead. I'm like, well, might as well be. I have no internet. So I've been actually pre-recording episodes for a while. And then because, you know, a combination of anxiety disorder and pandemic and, you know, the end of the world, it's taken a lot of willpower to actually come back live. And this is the first episode back live in, oh god, at least a month? Ugh. Alright, so it sounds like I've got a boil going on my stovetop here. I'm just gonna confirm that for you as soon as I find a pot holder. Alright. We're getting there. Not quite a boil yet, though. So, yeah, these garlic cloves are actually pretty big. Wow. I mean, that's a single garlic clove. Holy crap. Okay. Well, I might... You know what? Screw it. I love garlic. We'll do... Well... We'll do about 3. Honestly, that equals about 5 cloves right there. So... Just gonna toss all that. Oh, yep, now that's a boil. Let's check that real quick. Did I take the pot holder back with me? Ah, no, here it is. Yep. I'll wait a little longer, just to get a bit more of a boil. Let's see. The world may have ended, but keeping up with the Joneses has not. Garlic may taste good, but it also gets in your blood, which is weird. Well, that explains a lot, actually, considering I'm half Romanian. And you have the whole thing about Dracula coming from Transylvania and Romania. Well, the whole, you know, garlic repelling vampires, I want to say it's probably because it's like the how can you not like garlic? Everyone eats garlic. You're not a vampire, are you? So, I'm just gonna use the back of my mortar and pestle. Well, here, I'll show you something you're probably actually gonna have more access to. A knife. Okay, yeah, that's a full boil. So let's go back to our stovetop here. Can garlic breath kill vampires? I don't know. But there was a game called Demon Hunters that I was playing 2 Gen Cons ago, where it's kind of like the most dysfunctional monster hunting organization ever. The character I play was a former reformed vampire. Okay, turn that down a little bit and set a timer for about 7 minutes. Okay, and part of our job that we were sent on, because we were supposed to be the lowest ranking team, was basically a delivery job that included a pizza, a rather garlicky pizza. And we did actually go up against a TV version of Dracula, who kept switching between the Count from Sesame Street and the Bela Lugosi version. We kind of weaponized pizza. Just shoved a piece of garlicky pizza into the mouths of these vampires as they're trying to attack us. It was entertaining. So yeah, I'm just gonna give this kind of a rough mince here. And that's the great thing about games that are based off of the Fate the Apocalypse system, because as long as whatever you're doing kind of goes along with, like, whatever, I want to say, determinations you have. I mean, it's not really, I mean, you really get to define what you're good at in the fate-based system. It's like, oh, this is what I do. Well, I'm just gonna assign, like, you're assigned this many points to it. Okay. I want to do this. Well, that seems to best go along with juggling. So, like, you're throwing knives. Well, that goes along with juggling, or something like that. Or just you can put the most random skills on there, and as long as whatever you want to do kind of fits within that skill set or scope, you can totally use it. Even if it's something like teenage stubbornness or something like that. But garlic being another root vegetable is why I chose this too. And as you see, I'm pressing the flat of the blade against the garlic clove to remove the peel on there. There's a little bit of water in there, but that's okay because I'm going to be putting more water anyway. Okay, and we just got one more clove. Yes, I am back, Strike. Finally, right? Let's see, is there a possibility for a recipe for Pinkie Pie from Doom Eternal? Is that... Oh, gosh. I have not played that game. Well, I have to look it up. I mean, I've watched the new My Little Pony and the old My Little Pony, and God, there was a game at Gen Con. I'm not sure if it's still open, by the way. I'm pretty sure it was one of the ones that got snatched up first thing. That's for a game called Fallout Equestria, where it looks like it's a mix of the Fallout series and My Little Pony. I was sorely tempted, but it was going on during another thing I was wanting to do. Oh gosh, I'll be lurking. I've got modding somewhere, but I'm glad to be back. I've missed you. I've missed you too, Strike. Missed everybody. I mean, this... Oh, man. Like, this pandemic has gotten me in some weird straits as of late. And I just... staving back depression has been interesting. Especially, like... Especially when I'm the kind of person who loves to just kind of have a last-minute get-together with friends. I mean, we managed to have kind of a last-minute with two of our friends for 4th of July, which was great, until we found out the following day that one of my husband's coworkers had tested for COVID, and apparently had been around him. Luckily, we both tested negative. But that was just, oh, that was the week from hell. And crazy thing too, I got my results back on my birthday. Like first thing in the morning, it's like, happy birthday, you don't have the plague, yay. Let's see, I think you're absolutely amazing. If you ever need anything or I can do anything for you, I'm here, I appreciate it. I'm actually luckier than most people, thank goodness. I have a job that's full-time that pays decently. My husband has a job that's full-time and pays well. And I mean, I'm lucky to be in a household with my roommate as well. So we are a lot better off than most people, but at the same time, it's just kind of, it's lonely still. I have a cat joke for you. Well, I don't think this is a cat joke because it's a bunny joke, so I'll hop on. Oh, God. Lucky is fine, but it isn't a competition. Just because you're better off than others doesn't mean friend can't help. Thank you. No, seriously, thank you. But, yeah, it's been difficult just trying to find the mental energy to keep doing stuff. And I've been getting ideas aplenty. It's just actually going through with them is difficult, especially when getting groceries is just a pain in the butt, and sometimes they're just out of stuff, or yeah. See, my DMs are always open. I'm on and around all the time for chatter and what have you. I am terrible at having DM conversations, but I will definitely hit you up, sir. Okay, so the next thing I'm adding to this is a half tablespoon of ginger paste. Let's see if I have... There we go. Ginger. I know there's enough in here. Haha. Okay, and crazy enough, that means the eggs are done. Let's switch to our stove cam really quick. Okay, 7 minutes is up. And look at our eggs, aren't they pretty? Just take a slotted spoon here. And I'm just gonna plunge them into a bowl that needs more water and ice. And why I'm putting these in ice water, it's to release the membrane from the eggshell so they peel easily. So I just want to get them in there, set that to the side. Set that to the side, because I don't need it for now. And go back to our prep cam. I'm just gonna let those eggs cool completely before I peel them. Yeah, crazy thing, I learned this. See, Strike says I run a game for you if it make you smile. Oh my god, I miss gaming. Holy crap. Okay, and Chip Timberdy says, I love your method on steamed eggs. I did learn that from a cookbook I got recently from my dad, New Rules of Cooking from America's Test Kitchen. And it's been pretty darn helpful so far in trying to streamline things, because I will admit I hate hard boiling eggs because I keep on being worried that I'm going to overcook them, but the steaming method actually is a little bit more of a consistent method. So that, and I also don't waste as much water or even have to wait all that long for water to boil. The steaming process is just a lot faster. So okay, so you're going to need about a half teaspoon of prepared horseradish, right there. That also goes in the pot. And next up, you are going to need mushroom soy sauce. You only got 3/4 of a cup of it. Once I find where I put my 1/4 cup. That is right there. And let me just make sure that I know what I'm talking about before I kind of explain this. Yeah, I mean, this does have soy in it, but it's also got shiitake mushroom. And, well, it just tastes like mushrooms, which I thought is very fitting for Korean Empire cuisine. This thing just popped right off. Okay. It's about to get messy in here. Oh, crap. I'm gonna have a plastic thing floating around, aren't I? Oh, or do I need a knife? Steak knife it is. Ah. Okay. When your restrictor thing breaks on you, you cut your own hole. I'm probably gonna regret this. Come on. That'll do. Okay. Let's see. Vampire cuisine. Can you cook vampires? Can you cook them twice? Oh. I imagine it would taste blood sausage or something. Okay, I'm gonna need a larger opening than that. Stupid restrictor caps. Ah. Okay, I think I carved this thing open enough. We shall see. Okay, there's 1/4 of a cup. We are 1/3 of the way there. What's for dinner? It's Lampy Lamp Live. I am making a recipe inspired by Dungeons & Dragons Critical Role supplement, The Explorer's Guide to Wildement. It's from the Kryn Empire, the Drow run Kryn Empire. It's called Yuyandl, where it's grilled zucchini, which kind of like a skillet grilled zucchini. And I'm doing it with Japanese-style rice as well as soy eggs. And I'm making the vinaigrette for said soy eggs right here. And to that, I will be adding 2 cups of water. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. I'm just gonna get that over medium heat for now. Wait for it to come on, to a boil. In the meantime, I'm gonna do a little bit of cleaning out, just so I have more room to work in my kitchen here. Okay, as well as getting our zucchini ready for grilling. See, there's a D&D cookbook called Heroes Feast, but I'm planning to get Emmanuel the Destiny cookbook by Victoria Rosenthal. Yeah, Victoria makes great stuff, and I mean, I will admit I'm a little jealous that I didn't get the D&D cookbook, but I mean, I can understand because from the sound of it, it looks like they've had this in the works for a while. I mean, cookbooks do take time to put together, especially it looks like they had these writers come up with the ideas and then work with a test kitchen chef to realize them. So as you see here, I'm first taking off the ends of the zucchini and trying to cut them into pieces that are roughly the same size because I want to cook these into cut these into planks. I wish there was an official Hasbro cookbook. I don't know, it's kind of plasticky to me. So we're making about 6 servings, which is probably going to feed me all week, which is good considering Gen Con is this weekend. And let's see, how are we doing on that sauce? Okay, not quite at a boil. First time I tried to make this, it boiled all over my stovetop. So first you just want to quarter them. And then cut about 1/2-inch thick planks from those quarters. Separate bowl for that. Do I have a bowl that'll fit that? I think I have one down here. Yeah, right before this I was baking up some cupcakes inspired by Animal Crossing. I mean, it's the end of the month, so I kind of go into full tilt mode, trying to trying to get all 6 recipes for the month out. It's a little hard. Oh, that wasn't so even. Oh well. We will make this work. Might actually be okay with just 2 zucchini. Did I already cut 2? Nah. I mean, these will cook down. I know it looks like a lot for right now, but it'll cook down and absorb our sauce rather nicely, I think. Once again, I think I'm starting to smell the sauce going. Oh, yep, it's getting there. Not quite boiling yet. Should keep an eye on it. Okay, so that means we've got about 2 divided into 8. Well, 2 times 8, about 16 pieces. Divide that by, yeah, we'll have to do another squash. All right. Just keeping an eye on that sauce because it's behind me. I'll just go back to slicing. So again, quarter. Or rather, slice in half and then slice into 4 planks. That sounds like it's boiling. Okay. Give that a quick stir. And then I'm going to lower the heat and boil this for about, simmer for about 5 minutes. Okay. And our last section of zucchini here. Okay, cool. Just gonna put this to the side. Now, we're gonna peel some eggs. So I'm just gonna believe these are completely cool now. So I think I got my slotted spoon here. I should probably get a bowl first so it's not falling all over my kitchen table, my kitchen counter. Okay, grab that, drain this. Okay. And just so it's easier to clean up, I'm going to line this bowl with paper towels to put the eggshells, so I can just throw it all away at once. So first, gonna crack the shell with another egg. And then try to kind of work my thumbnail under where the shell and membrane meet. See that little membrane there? I don't want that still attached to the egg. And you see the membrane holds the shell together, making it easier to peel. This is really why it's really important to get those eggs into cold ice water immediately after cooking them. There we go. And there's one. Let's see. Container right there. Okay. Nice. Smash up that eggshell. Okay. All right, try to be careful as you can. See, I got a little bit of a dig out of there, but it's fine. There we go. That was 2 out of 3. Huh. This one's responding first. Now it looks like the shell came off and left the membrane on that section, so I don't actually want to start there. I want to make sure that I've got a good tear in the membrane when I start removing the shell. Otherwise, the membrane will start sticking to the egg and tear it apart as you're trying to peel it. Yeah, see where it's trying to cling a little bit? Yeah. Man, that marinade is smelling really good. And it is finished. So let me just remove that from the heat. Okay, I just need to find me a trivet. Here we go. The membrane is the egg white, right? Or am I wrong? No, it's kind of a very, very thin membrane on the underside of the shell. It holds it together. I mean, technically, this is still covered in egg white. The thing is, by plunging cooked eggs into ice water as soon as they get off the heat, it kind of shocks the membrane, so it separates. I mean, you see there's like a very kind of thin, I guess you would kind of call it a skin. It's still there. I mean, I'm not really sure what kind of detail you're getting, but to kind of give you an idea, I kind of have to tear through this like this. See where it kind of starting to peel apart to get to its underside, otherwise it will stick to the egg. and it kind of dug in a little bit right there. But you can kind of feel it as you're pushing it away. And there's like a very thin strip of it right there, if you can see. Yeah. But I managed to free that. This one's being a little bit more stubborn than the others. But I think we're gonna save most of it. So yeah, we got a little bit of a crack here where it started to pull, like right there. But as long as I'm careful with the rest of it, it just kind of all goes away. Oh yeah, like that. Oof, yeah, this one's is kind of clinging. It's a clinger. It's still intact though, that's what's important. It's not winning any beauty pageants for a while, but it is still enough to be a fair serving to someone you're serving. Okay. Oof. Now, yep, that one kind of got mutilated. It's like I made a soft boiled egg for 7 minutes before I placed them in ice cold water, and the membrane almost didn't get attached to it. One of them turned out perfectly clean. Yes, they can get a bit temperamental. I mean, a lot of times what I like doing when I was boiling the eggs, like just boiling them, was to run cold water into the pan directly after draining. But it doesn't always work. I need to smash that one up a little bit more. Yeah, this one we got a clinger, and it looks like it broke some. But little tears here and there are not going to kill you. Besides, you know what I like to call them? Snacrifices. So, there we go. Yeah, that one really got mutilated. It will still taste good though, dang it. Ah, no. It tore open on me. No. But the yolk's still somewhat intact, so it'll be fine. It'll just absorb more on the inside. And the last one. That is the danger of soft boiling eggs. Some of them are not as willing to work with you, like, I'm just falling apart on this last couple of ones. Damn. Come on. Either that or my patience is running thin. That's probably it. Well, at least some of them ended up pretty. I have been cooking since 4 after all. Well, not non-stop, but you get it. Gah. Grr. Arg. Ah. Oh, that one ended up bad. It's fine though. It's all fine. Oh boy. All right. So, just easily toss all of those egg shells away. So, after you've done that, what you do, see this gorgeous liquid you just made? Well, you let the eggs steep in it overnight. Don't worry, I already made some more before we did this, so let's see, is my sound still going? Yes, it is. So yes, I already made a batch the other night that we're going to be using specifically for this recipe. So what I will need to do is do a little bit of transferring here. So, whew, I did not think this through. Don't need the steamer basket anymore, that can go in the wash. Okay, so you are going to want to reserve about 2/3 of a cup of that liquid after you've essentially soaked these eggs for a few hours to overnight. Let's see. So it's the first time in the last few weeks that you made your own Ko-Fi reward zone? No, I've actually had that since I started doing my Patreon. It's just more of a, I know not everyone wants to do Patreon, especially if there's one particular recipe that they want, but I try to make it so my Patreon rewards are actually a little bit more cost effective, that you get everything for that particular amount of time, as opposed to spend, like, I mean, you save $1. But, let's see, what was I doing here? 1/3 of a cup, that's 1/4 of a cup. Where are you? 1/3 of a cup. Haha, 1/3 of a cup. Okay, so you want to reserve about 2/3. Yeah, like I said, with Ko-Fi, I try to, like, since it's only $2 a donation, I try to have it so it's only 2 up at one time. As opposed to having access to the whole archive that you do with your Patreon. So I've reserved about 2/3 of a cup of that pickling liquid. And I'm just going to pour... Oh, I need to get another bowl for those eggs. So I'm just going to switch these out. The ones that I have in here currently. So this is what they look like when they've been soaking for a while. So I read the book. I assume you mean Cat versus Dog? Yeah, I did. Totally read it. Cover to cover. Enjoyed it, especially the parts where there were obviously some adult jokes. Okay, so that's 6 eggs there. And I'm just gonna strain out. What was I doing here? The remainder of my liquid here. Ooh. Into the other pan. I did not think this through. So I play Tetris with this, essentially. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. Cool. Now I'm just gonna put those eggs that I just cooked right now into this container. And fill it with the sauce I just made. Oh, that wasn't eggs, that was ginger and garlic. That's where my brain is right now. Not working. And I'm going to take the sauce from the last batch and pour it back into this because I want to use this pan to make rice. So I don't feel like dirtying up another pan. Cool. All right. Speaking of rice, that's actually the next step of our dish. It's like my favorite part was the attempted dog greeting. Yeah, I love the dog-themed squares that are there for, you know, the adults and just kind of fly over kids' heads. I will admit I have that kind of humor because I'm weird. So I could probably just put all of that spice back into the sauce there. Okay, cool. So we have our eggs, we have our reserved sauce. So now we need to make some Japanese style rice. Let's see. Also, I wouldn't make a big bacon smoothie because it's kind of weird. Yeah, I will admit the other thing I was considering making at some point from Cat vs. Dog was the sandwiches that they happen to have, well, the dog family happened to have for their camping trip, which I think was peanut butter and bacon sandwiches, I think. I'm just going, that actually sounds really good. But I have weird tastes, so what can I say? Meatloaf sandwiches. Yes, meatloaf sandwiches with cheese, peanut butter, and bacon. I know it sounds like a heart attack on wheels, but I'm just going, you know, that could be really good, especially if you kind of make it sort of kind of like a chicken sauté sort of take on that peanut butter, or with the meatloaf. But like I said, I'm a bit weird. Okay, so now that you have all of that, it's good to start cleaning up your workspace because, well, so you have less to do once the food is ready, and so you can enjoy your meal without, you know, being faced with a crap ton of dishes, which I already have going, but meh, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. So I'm just gonna put this aside. Next up is rice. So what I'm gonna need for Japanese style rice is this kind of measuring cup. It usually comes with a lot of rice cookers and pressure cookers. It will give you about 160 milliliters on the marking. You're going to need 3 cups of short or medium grain rice, which I'm about to get right now. I'll keep talking to you so I don't lose you, because there is a process to this. Process that I wish I had remembered to do at the beginning of this whole thing. So we may be actually spending some time doing a little bit of cake decorating. And then I realize, crap, I need to let that come to room temperature. Well, darn. We'll figure out something. So, even if we're just doing some extra cooking and then keeping stuff warm. Hi, Shrody. My cat's greeting me at the top of the stairs. Hello, may I have a kiss? Mwah, good boy. Okay, so I've got about 3 cups of rice here. This is supposed to serve about 6 people. So first I'm gonna just we need to wash the rice. So what you need to do is first cover it with water. And then kind of wash it with your hand in circular motion like this. Let's see, there's also a restaurant called Killer Burger, which has peanut butter and pickle burgers. Also Killer Burger in Eugene, Oregon. You know, I've never actually been to Oregon. I've wanted to go. Also, I've just wanted to go to the Pacific Northwest. Because I hear it's beautiful. And mystic as get out. I mean, I admit I want to do kind of a witchy pilgrimage or something. But also I heard that foraging, especially for wild edible mushrooms, is absolutely fantastic. Okay, so as you can see, a lot of that excess starch is coming back into focus. Please come back into focus. Okay. A lot of that excess starch is coming off the rice, so I just need to drain that, put it back, cover it in water again, and do this a couple of times until my water runs clear. So once again, circular motions, wash the rice. Drain again. And admittedly, this is probably the biggest pain in the ass when it comes to making rice. Oh, and I drew a really cute picture of Molly Hisselson's style of kawaii anime. She is fun. Let's see here. And it's starting to get a little clearer, but and you really want to work quickly with this because short grain rice does absorb quick water rather quickly. And you don't want to absorbing that excess starch there. Otherwise, it'll end up being kind of gluey. But we're getting close. I will admit, the reason why I'm so looking forward to Gen Con this weekend is I have been starving for a game. Like, just absolutely starving for a game session. I mean, ever since I finished the North Sea Epilogues Vikings game with Dot, I got to play Bluebeard's Bride with Victoria Rogers, Victoria Rogers from the Broadswords podcast recently. And that was a lot of fun, though. Because, yeah, it's actually a little bit more. really interesting thing I find about Magpie Games, the company that made... Hi, Theater Nerd. It's good to see you. It's been a very long time. Man, I will say, this is kind of what I needed. I've been jonesing for a game, but I think I've just been jonesing for, you know, human contact since this whole pandemic started. And the crazy thing is I actually had kind of a gamer meetup with a couple of the Loot and Dagger folks, as well as the Flipping the Table folks, and also D4, right before all of this started. Well, at least before the lockdown started. And I've just been missing everybody terribly. So I started, Theater Unit started writing a tabletop role-playing game. That's cool. Let's see. And Strike said, I've dropped you a DM to start it. That helps. Yes, it does. But yeah, Gen Con, I've signed up for another Bluebeard's Bride game. I've got this, what's it called? I Was a Teenage Something. It's kind of like the whole playing at Teen Wolf or like supernatural creatures, but kind of meets the Breakfast Club, which funnily enough, the game session I signed up for is called the Detention Club, so you can tell I was really wanting kind of a supernatural Breakfast Club sort of feel there. But yeah, I've got that. What else? I've also got... there's a game called Rise of the Sphinx, and it's a new system called How to RPG with Your Cat. Let's see. Probably going to end up being much more horror than I thought it would. Gotcha. Okay. Ran a Werewolf the Apocalypse game that wound up being Werewolf Prom. That sounds awesome. Yeah, How to RPG with Your Cat. It's a new system that hasn't released yet. It's supposed to raise awareness for it, and I'm not sure how well my cats are going to go along with it, to be honest with you. I mean, they're a little stubborn. Let's see, I've needed, what's it, 2.5 cups of water to go along with that, and not this little thing for the water. You want to use standard American cup measurements because that's approximately how much you're going to need. So now that I've washed my rice off and drained it, mind you, I'm going to put in the measured amount of water required, which is 2.5 cups. So there's 1, 2, 1.5. At least I think that was right. It'll be fine. I'm just going to let that soak then for about 20 minutes. And set a timer for about 20 minutes. And then get my sauce going to start reducing. Just going to put that in a low simmer. And we will check on that in about, say, so let's put it on the back burner. No. Put it on a low simmer. And we'll just go along with that 20-minute mark, or we'll do about halfway. Let's take about 10 minutes. And I'm going to do some cleaning and talking and probably make myself a drink. Because it's actually been a pretty decent week. It's only Tuesday after all. And let's see here, check the comments because I miss talking to people. Okay, let's see here. Probably gonna be more hard than I thought. Let's see. Yes, Chiptune Brody, try writing a thing. Let's see. Tales of Equestria, yeah. Pony Fighter Campaign Edition. So, oh gosh, a My Little Pony version of Pathfinder. That's pretty crazy. That's awesome. Let's see, the other games I'm signed up for. Kobold Stole My Baby. I am signed up for the one session of Kobold Stole My Baby. I'm excited about that. Like, as soon as registration opened up, I was like, process my wish list, process it. Give me all those beautiful games. So, got that going. And also, I think there's only one spot left in this particular game. It's a LARP, a digital LARP. It's based off of kind of, you know, Avalon, Lady of the Lake, a lot of the mystical elements with the sort of the feminine aspect of the King Arthur story, you know, Morgan Le Fay and all that. But it's actually supposed to be a kind of a feminist spiritual LARP experience where it accepts all women or people who present as femme. And you don't have to be any particular religion. You can be pagan, you can be Christian, you can be Muslim, you can even be agnostic or atheist. And it's kind of exploring spirituality in sort of a feminist perspective, as well as the different aspects of the feminine psyche. And it looks cool. So I was like, sign me up, that looks like fun. I'm very interested. And also, gonna be kind of testing it out too for a friend of mine who wants to explore her spirituality and especially with magic. So testing it out so we can then do like a 4-game session later on this year, hopefully. Let's see here. Have you ever played Night in the Woods? I have not. They have these delicious donuts in Donut Wolf if you hang out with Greg 2 or 3 times before you go to the route. I'm gonna have to find that game, it looks like. So, yeah. Message me, DM me the name of that game so I know to look it up. And it's on Steam. Okay. Yeah, I am super curious about that. So, I'm just gonna make myself some sangria. Maybe a little bit of ice, because I am crassy like that. And I think I've got some lemonade. And we're actually trying to cut down on our drinking some, especially, you know, for health reasons, try to lose some weight. So I think this is the first and only drink I'm probably gonna have tonight. Better make it count, huh? So, a bit of sangria, and I think I've got some lemonade left. Might as well use it up, because I'm actually going to be making another batch of lemonade. This stuff's just like, you know, Crystal Light, comes in the packets. What I'm going to be making probably tomorrow is going to be my third, what's it called? Blog post recipe for this month. And I guess if you are on my Patreon, just because of how far behind I am in posting, you're actually getting all of the recipes months before they go up. I know, I'm bad. I mean, writing an analysis takes a lot more time than just creating the recipe, writing it down, and taking pictures. See, by the way, if you can't play Die Laughing with Dot for Friday night for Nerdburger, I'm running one at the same time slot. If you're running it, heck yes. Okay. Theater Nerd, I'm gonna get on Discord as soon as the stream is over and sign up for your session then of Die Laughing, because I love Dot, but I also get to see her more often, and seeing the list of people who are already on that list, like, no, they're gonna drop everything to play a game with Dot. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna deny them that. Let's give them that. So I will also tell April, who's on the waiting list too for Dot's game, and say, hey, the person I know is running other Die Laughing, you should join me, because I I know I really wanted to play a game with April Raycon on Twitter. I'm sure you've seen her on all my stuff. Oh, I need to take a drink before I have my voice go out. And check the battery here. Okay, we're about 2 bars. We should be fine. Make sure to tell me in chat if the sound drops out at all. I need to get myself a new wireless mic, just because this one has a tendency to have its batteries die, like, pretty much immediately. Yes, April is awesome. She actually runs the social media for Flipping the Table, and has helped them come up with a business plan, and she's offered to do the same with me. Granted, this was before the pandemic really got in full swing, but I might be hitting her up soon anyway, because I've kind of been in talks with someone about putting together kind of a cookbook type thing, and I have been really bad about actually getting back to them. So hopefully the fruits of my labor will see a certain type of publication sometime later this year or next year. We'll see what happens with that. Let's see. Do you know that Dog's Furry is Puff? Oh, okay, from the book, yeah. But yeah, for those who are wondering what I'm talking about, there is this Nerdburger Con. It's another online geek convention, mostly pretty much all tabletop role-playing games. It is running not this weekend, but I think the following weekend, a weekend after Gen Con. It's going to be a lot of fun role-playing games, like, for example, Die Laughing, where you're essentially playing the characters in a cheesy horror movie, like kind of pulp 80s horror movie. And after the entire story goes through, you act as the producers to make the story even crazier. So it's... Oh, holy crap, it's Evan! I haven't seen you in forever. I want to be the jock. Yes. Yes, Evan, you should join our game. You should join our game of Die Laughing. You, me, and April. It would be freaking hilarious. I know, it's been too damn long. I've been missing everybody so bad. Just everyone's all away, and I miss them. Yeah. I mean, you've been like the Brando show in the chat. Evan Brando. He's a fantastic person all around. Radio personality, gamer. He's run a couple of games with me. Well, I want to say I've played 2. I've had him run 2 games, and I've played in a couple of others with him. The last game I want to say that we were in was a Goblin game with Katie from D4 and Scuzz from Twitter, and I kind of played his mom. It was pretty darn fantastic. I had the time of my life playing a suburban house mom goblin who just wants to cook tasty things and be proud of her son. So, let's see here. I may have 2 other people in my game, but I facilitate you whenever I love that game. Yes. Oh gosh. Man, I'm having a good crowd tonight. It's good to see everyone. I'll be streaming again tomorrow night, same time. I'll be making 2 recipes this time from, oh god, it's from Dragon Magazine. It's from this issue of Dragon Magazine from 2005. I can't remember the name of the, what's it called? The city in Faerun that it's based on. But I'll be making 2 different things. One is going to be kind of a rolls, kind of soft dough rolls filled with caramelized onions. And the second one is going to be poached pears stuffed with candied almonds, not almonds, candied walnuts. Okay, that was the sauce. That's been simmering for about 10 minutes. We can keep it going. right. I should probably do a thing. It's like I still want to reprise of that. So, do you think there's fictional food from heavy metal magazines? I have never. Is that a game or just in general? Or is that like the heavy metal, like? I'm sorry, the heavy metal style cartoon. God, I can't remember that style of animation. I mean, I know that. Goodness, if you want a fun podcast to listen to, there's North by Northwest, and the first season takes place in a very heavy metal style world with like a giant metal automaton named Mr. Crowley, and it ends in this giant battle of the bands. It's just fantastic. So since they heavy metal like the anime, Anthology Comic Magazine. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that, but ooh. No, I've got gonna be making 2 other things this month. I did start making it today before this episode. I had no idea until what to make until I logged on Animal Crossing on my birthday, and all my villager friends threw me a birthday party and gave me cupcakes to give out to other villagers. So I'm making the Animal Crossing New Horizons birthday cupcakes. So I've already baked the cupcakes. If I have a chance to, which, you know, I might, I'm just going to go ahead and put the coconut oil out of the freezer because I had to melt it, mix it, and freeze it to get it smooth enough to make into frosting. Yeah, I made coconut oil orange cupcakes with coriander and using applesauce instead of eggs. And it's vegan, but part of it too is that it's thematic with Animal Crossing New Horizons, because it's kind of awkward to ask your villager neighbors for their eggs or milk or lard or whatever. Of course, our good friend Adam from the Loot and Dagger podcast has told me that he likes to remind his villagers what the consequences of non-compliance. So I actually am quoting him there. But as for me, I don't really want to ask Becky for her eggs. That'd be kind of weird and kind of gross. So yeah, I used applesauce instead of eggs, and the frosting is going to be flavored with more orange zest and coconut oil based. And I'm also going to be using maraschino cherries, not the really crappy chemical taste stuff with corn syrup and all that. This stuff is supposed to be organic. Supposed to be, we'll see. I'll be using the syrup from this jar to also flavor the icing on the cupcakes. And also, you know, the icing's pink, so it kind of colors it too. Let's see how we're doing with that sauce. It is simmering away. Pardon me, I've been talking, and therefore a phlegm comes up. It's like, that is a very Adam thing to say. Reminding him of consequences of non-compliance. See, I made the Nuka-Cola quantum soda syrup, by the way. Yeah, I've made the Victoria's recipe for Nuka-Cola, and it turned out really well. And it's kind of interesting, making your own soda syrup, because I discovered why I hated rum and Coke for the longest time. And I realized it wasn't because that it's a bad combination. It's just the Coca-Cola that we have now is corn syrup based, not sugar cane based. So corn syrup and rum taste god-awful together. That's why if you're going to want to make yourself a delicious rum and Coke, you use either Mexican Coca-Cola, because it's sugar-based, or you make some of your own with the official Fallout Cookbook's recipe for Nuka-Cola. So, see, did you read / watch Dr. Stone? He makes cola and that, and it made me really want to make my own. I have not watched it, but I do recommend the Fallout cookbook. My friend Victoria wrote it, and everything I made in it was fantastic. I think my favorite, God, what was my favorite dish from that? Oh man, I have to look at the book. Actually, I have the book in the other room. I'll go grab it. Muting my microphone though, because I need to blow my nose, and you don't need to hear that. So, a minute. Alright, we are back. So, official Fallout cookbook. Here we are, by Victoria Rosenthal. And what were the things I cooked here? Let's see. I tried to kind of spread it throughout the book. Oh yes, Iguana on a stick. It's duck breast with red onion, red wine vinegar, honey, and garlic, and it's the bite that bites you back. I mean, that garlic just kind of kicks you in the mouth, but it was so freaking good. And it's just the crazy thing, it's such a simple combination, but just tastes freaking amazing. Let's see, what else did I make? Let's see here. I think I made a side dish, I think. See. The Rad Scorpion en croûte. It's kind of a chicken with cream cheese and I want to say the most, and artichoke hearts, and the most prominent flavor in this recipe was the fennel seed, and it worked out fantastically with the puff pastry. Sounds like our, goodness, good. Our rice is ready to start boiling. So, just gonna get that on the back burner here. Switch it over to the stove cam. Okay, good, my microphone's still going. And try to remember, that's not the right. Come on. You gonna light up for me, maybe? Oh, I'm just putting gas throughout my kitchen. Okay, we'll put it on that back burner then. This is not awkward at all. There we go. There we go. Just gonna get that on medium heat for now. And I'm gonna put this off my stovetop. I'm gonna need the big skillet. Switch this over. Cool. And then we're gonna start grilling some zucchini, yo. But first, I need to wait for my skillet to get hot enough. So, okay. What was I doing? Oh, right. We also have the Nuka-Cola syrups back here. And I also made the Mississippi Quantum Pie, which, yeah, it tastes amazing. So that's the Fallout official cookbook. Worth every darn penny. I enjoyed the heck out of it. You should get it. So, what was I doing? Right. We were making things. Okay. So, it looks like this sauce is reducing just fine. I was going to try to thicken it up with some, what's it called? Cornstarch, but I don't think I'm going to have to do that, so I'm just going to put what's left in there and reduce it. Because we got time, yo. Get it back to a simmer and just let it do its thing. Once I show you what the stovetop is. Yes. Chip Tune Bernie knows that quantum pie was delicious. So as I wait for our zucchini to start grilling and our water on our rice to start boiling, that's going to take a while apparently, I'm going to start slicing up some eggs just to see how far along they are. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. Aren't those gorgeous? Okay, here's something going. Okay, it sounds like stuff is getting hot enough, so I'm gonna check the heat on that. It's good and hot. And then I'm just gonna start laying out zucchini. In a single layer. Which I'm kind of glad I kept that other bowl around so I can keep it warm as soon as it's going. Now I'm trying to dry cook it to release a lot of the moisture that's already in there out. There we go. Okay. Oh. Yeah. It's good to be back. I mean, I have this weird sort of, I guess, initiation anxiety where I set everything up and then it just takes me forever to get the willpower to just actually go through with something or continue setting up. And I tell you, a lot of it has to do with social anxiety and the whole, okay, I put so much work into this, and now I just don't want to screw it up, and I especially don't want to screw it up in public. So you can imagine that's been that's been interesting. Ooh. Let's see here. Just gonna take some tongs here. See how we're doing. We're getting some good browning. down just a little bit. Ooh. Oh man, I whispered a fan art to you so you can check it out later. Thank you so much, Chip Toon Bronia. I will check it out later. Oh man, and now it's just waiting for stuff to cook. You know how it is, right? Okay. So, I see you back there, taking the beer.
Yeah, what of it?
Okay. Yeah, you see the steam kind of rising out of there, all that excess moisture. Trying to get out as much of that as we can. Oh, and it looks like we've got a boil on our rice, so I'm just going to turn that down to a low and then put the timer on for about 20 minutes. Okay. Whew. But yes, Gen Con, other stuff that's coming up. Of course, I am not missing the Gamers Live on, what's it, I think it's Saturday night? Yes, it's Saturday night, no? Friday night. Gamers Live on Friday night. It's the first time I think that they're going to be doing kind of a, I guess, web chat version of the show. This should be interesting, but I'm also especially excited about this particular show because my good friend Brian has been asked to perform during said show as a cameo. I mean, for those who follow Zombie Orpheus, they're the same folks who do the movie The Gamers, Darkness Rising, as well as the Journey Quest series. But they have a live show each year with their characters from the Gamers series. And one particular year at Gamers Live, one of Brian's friends had used a red card to tag him in to play any of the characters, so he played Christian Doyle's character, Gary. And they joke around saying that he made a better Gary than Christian. So yeah, they asked him to be to perform, and he's super excited about it. And he's like, well, I mean, it's only you and my brothers and my dad that I know outside of this group that know I'm doing this. So yes, you should watch the show, because it's a lot of fun, and you get to see my friend Brian, who's awesome. Let's see here. Planning on making a Dioboris hideous alien spider gumbo or some Conesian snickerdoodles. That sounds... One of my Norseman characters is named Gareth. Let's see. I think... How are we doing on this zucchini? Probably should have started this a little earlier. And definitely getting some good browning on there. So I'm just going to switch those. Really switch the most brown ones to this other. I kind of love about summer squash is when it's dry roasted like this. gets kind of a popcorn sort of flavor to it. Yeah, that can go in. Just gonna add some more to the pan. Oh boy. God, what else do I have coming up? Trying to remember. Oh, and yeah, planning kind of a camping trip for my husband and roommate in September, kind of mid-September, where they're going to go hike a bit, and I'm going to hold down the base camp, read a lot of books, and just enjoy the wilderness and solitude of it all. I'm excited. We haven't gotten exact dates yet or an exact location, but you know, it would just be nice to get out and away from technology. And I know it's like I say I'm lonely, but I'm also looking forward to being out in the woods by myself. I mean, maybe it's just I need to get out of my house. But the garden's been coming along. Some of the cool stuff we got coming in. Unfortunately, the deer have been eating, I want to say, most of everything that's come out lately. However, the San Marzano tomatoes have been coming in just fine until the deer got to them. I got about 4 of them right now on the counter, waiting for them to get to peak ripeness. And I got some more tomatoes here. One nice peak ripeness, the other one, yeah, it's getting there. The cucumbers have been going crazy. And we just harvested our first giant Marconi pepper today. Gonna wait on that to ripen a little bit. Also excited about that. Okay. See, how's my sound doing? Good. Still got sound? All right. Yeah. Yep, that's done. And you just kind of check it for whether it's softened or gotten a nice level of browning on it as you go. See, how are we doing on time? Let's see, it is currently 8:46. Oh wow, this recipe's taking a lot longer than I was anticipating. Not to worry, folks. That is my fault, because I should have started the rice a lot earlier, admittedly. I guess part of like, oh, there's people here. I can talk to people. I should probably tell them things. Okay. And you also kind of want it to cook down enough so where it's not nearly as stiff. Yeah. That shows the interior's cooked some. That could probably go a little longer. And don't worry, we will season it. Just trying to cook off most of the moisture first, so it gets a lot of that nice browning that makes grilled zucchini so delicious. Let's see. Nope. Nope. There we go. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I know, it's kind of a slow grill here. And this sounds bad, but does it flop? If it does, it's ready. If it doesn't, yeah, that works. It's not. So, nope, not yet. Yep. Yep. Nope. Okay. Like I said, it's a texture thing because you really want the inside of it cooked as well. Okay. All right. Yeah, it turns out I am probably going to need that cornstarch, so I'm just going to take that container I got and add about, let's go with 1/3 cup of water. Still have a third cup measuring cup. No, that's a quarter cup. Third a cup, third a cup, third a cup. Did I already put all of it away? I might have. Where are you? Well, I guess there's my little expandable ones over here. Third of a cup of water. The remnants of that sauce there. And I'm going to, oh, put a third of a cup measuring cup right there. Stupid me. Well, it'll be fine. Let's see, check up on that zucchini. Still cooking. Nope. Okay. Nope, not yet. All right, and I've got cornstarch in here. Yes. And I'm just gonna whisk in about 2 teaspoons of cornstarch into that cold water. Do I have cornstarch? There's 1 teaspoon. And there's 2. Okay, good. Oof. Yep. Nope. 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 Yep. Got 4 minutes left on the rice steaming. Okay. All right, and your zucchini is grilled. But wait, there's more. Oh, one last piece there. Okay. So where is that whisk? Yes. Just gonna whisk in that cornstarch so there's no lumps. See what I'm doing? And that container of water. And get rid of that because, well, no, we'll keep it because we need to mix it. Let's see, how we doing? Are you cooked enough yet? Just a wee bit more. A wee bit. Okay. Now we're ready. Which is silly that I put it into the bowl because I'm just about to do this. Get that whole lot back in there. And now, you remember that third of a cup got left over of that sauce? There you go. Oh, there you see. So look, you got all that beautiful browning, and now it's coated in that delicious sauce that we just cooked the eggs in. As you see, it soaks it right up. And since you got most of the moisture out, you don't have to worry about the zucchini stewing at this point. It just will make that into a nice, sweet, salty glaze without making it soggy. And there we go. Okay. And that means, so now that that's done, I'm just gonna transfer it back to our bowl here to let it cool some. I'm just gonna cover that with a plate or a separate bowl to keep it warm. And that means our rice has done boiling. So I'm just going to take it off the burner here and move it to a trivet to sit for 10 minutes to let it steam. Good night, Chiptune Brody. It was good to have you on the stream. Thanks for joining me. Okay, cool. All right, let's see here. Whew. Okay. So yeah, I'm just letting that skillet heat up again because now I need to clean it. And I know cat skillet enthusiasts are going to hate me for this, but it's kind of necessary. I'm just going to change it to our tripod cam so you can see what I'm doing. Hot skillet, cold water. That wasn't hot enough, apparently. Ooh. Hot enough to go through this pot holder. Ow. Okay. Where's my salt? Add some kosher salt. Kind of soak it up some. And just use a non-metal spatula to clean off that surface. As you see, the salt absorbs all of that excess oil. So then, just take it again. Oof. Switch it up this time. Maybe the pizza has a little more insulation. And that's a weird thing to say. Okay. And there we go. That just washes that all away. I'm just gonna put that in the back burner because I don't need it anymore. Switch it back to our pot of sauce. Get it nice and warm again. It's already been hot because it's been on low for a while. Turn off that burner. And that bit of cornstarch that we saw earlier, well, just gonna whisk that in. To the sauce that we have simmering here. Let's see. I'm really hoping that my microphone's not sounding all crackly. I'm sure you guys would have said something at this point if that were the case. Okay. just need to get that to a simmer so it'll start thickening for me. Oh boy, and I'm surprised that my sound has not gone out yet. I know, I'm speaking too soon, aren't I? Okay. And just need a few things for plating. One, obviously, a plate. Oh, yeah, that's boiling. Probably should have put a little more cornstarch in there. And I'm just gonna let that kind of boil and reduce. So, what was it I got? I got a bowl because I want to do a thing. Let's see, I think I've got a rice paddle in here. Oh, yep, that's thickening up beautifully, isn't it? Okay. Just gonna check, and here's a check to see if it's ready. You take a spoon. Ooh. Kinda, does it coat the back of the spoon? Yep, then it's ready. Cool. Just gonna turn that off, move it to the next burner, and let that cool as we work on our plating. So, got about 5 minutes left on the rice. That's good because that's gonna let the glaze cool a bit longer before we serve. I've got all these beautiful eggs. I'm obviously not gonna do a full plate for everybody, but since I also am been working with my very patient roommates who have been smelling this stuff for the past, I want to say, 2 hours or so, I'm going to make up a plate for them as well. Well, every other bit of this is going to go directly into, oh wow, that is cold as a rock, isn't it? Okay, well, you're going in the fridge then. We're not going to have any time, obviously, to ice our cupcakes. So you're just going to have to wait to see them when they're already all done. Whew. Put those away. Let's see, 5 minutes left on our rice. I need a rice paddle to make this all pretty and stuff. And let's see, we're going to use this for a serving plate. Whew, I apologize that this took so long, guys. I should have started the rice first thing, but I didn't, so that is just something we're gonna have to live with. Do I have a rice paddle? Or something like it? I mean, I guess this could work. Yeah, we'll use this wooden spatula. And I'm just gonna have a dish here to, that might be a little too large. Let's see. Maybe a little smaller than that. This, that looks, actually, no, I know what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use this because it looks cool. And hope for the best that it works out. I like guess, I'm looking to buy one soon. Can you turn the Larp? Oh, okay, largest burner. Okay, let's go back to the stove cam. Yeah, this stove is stupid old though. That's the highest setting right there, right at the lit bit. And I will admit, when I first started cooking with the gas stove, it was embarrassing. I totally burned what I was cooking because I was so used to electric where you're still waiting for the pan to heat up, so it doesn't cook nearly as quickly as as you would on a gas stove. So I learned this later on, that you need to prep before you cook, unless you're used to a gas stove, because otherwise you're going to end up burning what you got, especially if your gas stove is behind your prep space like it is with mine. Yeah, just waiting for rice to finish steaming. It's probably fine now. It's only got 2 minutes left. You know, screw it. That looks great to me. So, that looks nice and fluffy. Let's go back to our prep cam here. Just move the eggs out of the way. I know I'm a mess. My entire countertop's a mess. Okay. Let's see here. Also trying not to steam up the camera while I'm at it. So, there we go. I'm just gonna put some into this here, just to see if it works. Invert it, and then take some of that grilled zucchini and then top it with 2 halves Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Of course it goes out like the last 2 minutes or so of my episode. Okay. So now it is for the final plate. So... And okay. And let's pick the most photogenic out of the marinated eggs here. Cool. Tiny bit of sauce. And to finish off the look, if I have it here, of course, let us go with I believe I have some red pepper flakes in here somewhere. Ground pepper, but red pepper flakes. Just because they look cool and just add that little touch of spice. Hoping I can find some. I cook with it so very rarely. Is that it? Ha! Yes, crushed red pepper. There we go. Inspired by the Dungeons & Dragons Critical Role Supplement Explorer's Guide to Wildemount, Yuyandl. So, I thank you guys for sticking with me through this very long episode of Munchies and Minis. It's good to be back streaming. I know it's been a good, long couple of weeks since I've been able to stream. I have a new router, so my internet connection works better now. Unfortunately, we are still stuck to just Twitch because Stream Decks decided to make Facebook, multi-streaming cost at least $12 a month. So, there you go. But we are back with a vengeance. The food is good. The recipes are coming, considering this is a pandemic. And we'll be actually streaming again tomorrow night at the same time. I know I'm doing 2 episodes within 1 week, and a lot of that has to do with this is Gen Con this upcoming weekend, and I am very behind on my Patreon subscribers' recipes. So yes, if you like what you saw today, feel free to check out my blog, thegluttonousgeek.com. I'm trying to get back on more of a regular streaming schedule. I just keep an eye out on social media to see whenever I do post. But I mean, you can join the chat, whatever you feel like doing. I'm not your mother, and I'm blathering because I've been cooking since 4 p.m. today. So thank you so much for joining me on Munchies and Minis, hosted by the Gluttonous Geek. You have a wonderful rest of your evening, and stay safe, stay sane, stay you. I'll catch you later. Have a great night.